Hey guys, welcome back to InnRoads Plays. We are in the midst of playing a nasty session of Dungeons and Dragons where zombies are just flying off the walls and off of everybody's weapons and crawling on the floor. It's just disgusting. But before we get to that, let's check in with our intrepid heroes and see how things are going. You'll notice that for what is proposed to be our finale, we've updated some of our hieroglyphics to actually look a little bit decent. So, hey, better late than never. We got it up on the webs at some point. So let's go around the table. Start off with Mr. Perna, who's been a busy worker ministry bee this week. How's it going?
Uh, I've been in more offices and talking on more phones than I can imagine. Things are good though. Things are good. I'm happy that I'm playing this with you guys, and it is Memorial Day weekend, which is a wonderful thing because not only does it mean I don't have to go to work on Monday, it also means that it's my 3rd anniversary on Tuesday. So
Hey.
it's a good time to be a Perna, is what I'm saying.
3rd anniversary? Wow.
Yeah.
As flies.
I know, actually, you might be being facetious, Mr. Basha, but I, for one, am actually surprised it's been 3 years, just because it seems like I just heard it on the podcast about 10 days ago that you were getting married. So,
Slightly more than that.
yeah, a little bit more, yeah, a little bit more. Cool.
Did you finally get through the back episodes there, Jeff?
You know what? I'm on like episode 33, and it's a really special episode.
He's only been on the board for a year and a half. You got to give him more time.
Well, since you're getting all feisty, Mr. Navarro, how about we kick it over to you? How are things going out there in Foreverland?
Things are okay. Quiet, kind of the quiet between the traveling storm. But I got to see Mike Basha and his family last week. Was that last week? My God, I don't even remember anymore. Hung out at Disneyland for a little while.
It's a blur.
Next week, I'll be traveling again to my badging ceremony for volunteer California Department of Fish and Wildlife. And then the week after that, traveling because it's my 17th anniversary. So,
Yeah, buddy.
Da-da-da-da-da.
So we're on both ends of the scale there. So yeah, very cool.
Awesome. Getting it together out there. So the next time we get together on an InnRoads plays, like if we're doing Star Wars or something like that, are you gonna like hold up your badge and say,
well, yeah, I'll like flip it out with the wallet thing. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I'm with the Empire.
Does that help if you're committing crimes in a national park? You can just throw your badge out there.
Luke's gonna be walking up to campsites and be like, "Excuse me."
Excuse me.
Are you using
tacos?
Those
This is not
tacos?
tacos. Yeah.
You cannot have tacos.
I'm gonna have to confiscate that meat.
Yeah, sorry. You know, a bear gets unruly, you just like flip out the badge. Ooh. No, walks off.
Bears appreciate the rule of law.
Like no other. It's surprising how much they do. Yogi was very atypical.
He was an outlier.
He was an outlier, yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Let's move on to Mr. Basha. Going to the lower right-hand corner here. Mr. Basha, talk to us. Save this podcast.
All right. Yeah, I've been doing good. I've been looking forward to this session. I saw Luke recently, and we went to Disneyland. That was fun. Our families. Luke. I think my kids, they just assume that your kids are cousins.
Yeah, we call them cousins and aunts and uncles and whatnot.
Yep, that's what we do. So
easier than explaining things.
Yep. Yeah. We just known each other for hundreds of years.
Right.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm looking forward to tonight. So, and I got a bag of ball bearings that I'm gonna drop down somewhere tonight before this is over.
That's gonna get used.
I don't see any problem with that. It's going to happen. I'll have to introduce a ramp for you to kind of let them roll down.
Is there such thing as practical jokes in Dungeons and Dragons? And then, like, if I set something up for you guys, and then you have to do a saving throw.
Especially if you do that practical joke while the cleric is stumping. When he's doing that, he's up on his soapbox, and you come up behind him, and yeah. I'll just let your imagination run
I
wild
do
with that.
think I do think that Kendrick and would play jokes on Baird easily.
Oh, that there's no
Yeah.
doubt in my
Yeah,
mind.
there's no doubt. Yeah.
I like that.
Baird's a little bit of a jerk, so I wouldn't doubt that at all.
We gotta loosen him up. That's all. It's not a big deal.
And if you can't loosen him up, you might as well just laugh at him.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Watch this. I tied his boots together. All right. Cool.
Those rogue skills got to be good for something.
Hey, man, if you can roll some 20s, there's no telling what kind of shenanigans you can get up to. Cool, man. Well, good. It's good to get the group back together. I myself have been busy learning how to use Facebook, so that's been fun. Learning how to do a podcast, which has been extraordinarily nerve-wracking. I had not known that it would be, but I've got Luke's past exploits, and I've got Mike to coach me through it, so it's been working out pretty well.
And in true form, you were way more worried than you needed to be.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
So did you guys record already then?
Yeah,
did.
it'll actually. By the time this video comes out, it will have already aired because it's coming out in a couple days.
Actually,
I'm
by the
looking
time
forward
this
to that
video
one.
by the time this video comes out, at the rate that we've been releasing them once a week, we'll probably be on like episode 125, and I'll be like a pro, and you guys will be like, "Oh my gosh, what's he talking about? He's totally
What are you
awesome."
talking about? This is awesome.
Oh my god!
No, they'll all agree. Yeah, he's grown a lot since that first episode.
I know, like just. One thing though is I got a chance after we were running around today out in sunny Southern California. We drove by the Green Dragon Tavern that I mentioned on the podcast, and oh boy, I can't wait to send pictures and stuff up to Facebook. It's like
Yeah,
I'm
you
driving
should.
around and I'm hearing like Revolutionary War music, with the whistles or the flutes and the drums and stuff as I'm driving around it. But then in the background, I see the Green Dragon Tavern. What do you call it? Signage, and there's that kind of old English flowing dragon look. And I'm starting to hear Merry and Pippin singing in the background. I'm like, no, it's the wrong genre. It doesn't work, but it's still funny. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to the first session of board gaming there. But that's not why we're here, folks. We are here to play some Dungeons and Dragons. So let's make that happen, shall we? So let's do this. Let's get things into the mood. We'll add some ambience here. Get the cave stuff going.
Yeah, we're in the cave of statues that want to kill us.
The Cave of Woe. So we'll do a quick recap then. This whole thing started with a jaunty little cart trip to Black Horse, and derivations abound as soon as you even hit the road. Fighting goblins, finding a goblin camp, but then finding a pit that went straight down. There's a little bit of stairs here and there, that kind of thing. Turns out that it was an excavation site, it looks like. Evidence of goblins and humans are goofing off in this place where they're pulling up. They opened up that cavern going downward. As you guys descended into this place, leaving the cart and its contents and the 2 donkeys in the care of these 3 roadmen that you met up with, you discovered that
that's not going to be there when we get back.
Hey, come
That's
on.
not going to be there when we get back.
Come on, now. Yeah,
Hey, no, I'm not trusting. I'm not
you gotta
that
trust.
trusting.
You gotta trust in the good nature of people, Kendrick. That's all you gotta do. So yeah, as the first thing you see down there is there's 2 outliers from the stairway spiraling downward, and the first one has a set of crates that contains mineral ore and rotting meat. Not a great combo. Not all in one box, separate boxes. At least they were decent enough to keep them separated. There's another side tunnel that leads out past a set of locked gates. Looks like it was recently excavated, and it drifts out into darkness that you weren't able to kind of see where it ended because the gates barge away. And so that investigated, you guys descended down and started going, I think it was about 3 levels down where you finally hit the bottom and found a tunnel that led outward. Along the way, you've discovered a couple of outlying goblins, defenders as it were, who were quickly waylaid by our intrepid heroes. In addition, you're finding these small areas, rooms, where there's sets of bas reliefs or bas reliefs in stages. As you go through each room, you're seeing a set of worshippers. As the first one, you see a set of worshippers bringing skulls and other remains to an altar. The next one, you're seeing them put their leaving the remains at the altar. The vessels that they brought them in are now empty. And then in the last room, you found basically just all the reliefs showing everybody almost kind of in celebration or adoration as they have their hands held up and they're kind of worshiping in this circular room that you ended up in. Passing that, you found basically goblins and then zombies. The weird thing about the zombies is that these guys were dressed up in noble garb. And more specifically, the garb of a particular family, the Brule family from Melvant.
They were also very polite zombies.
For zombies, yeah. I mean, their etiquette was really high. If I can bring in some Shadowrun here, they had a very high dungeon etiquette. But yeah, having to lay them to waste, not able to let them survive. The cleric and the rest of the team were able to put them down. But the worst of all is that you came across two things. First, a central chamber that had the and you see it there on your picture there in that middle one on the scroll, statues that were dedicated to a god named Velsharoon. And Velsharoon,
which made Baird angry.
Absolutely, Velsharoon is a evil god. And just to kind of summarize basically what Baird was able to pull up from him, a vain and selfish, petty, but canny deity. So he's clever. Velsharoon is consumed with vengeance and obsessed with experiment on living dead beings, and unconcerned with the fates of lesser creatures. Let's see here. In many ways, he continues to act like the mortal he had once been, albeit with far greater power at his disposal. Worshippers are in constant research and dedication to following his example and becoming what he became, which is a Lich King. Let's see here. So, in this chamber here, you spotted 4 statues around, a central statue, which looks to you to be a dedication to Velsharoon. Investigating a couple of the statues, you found some objects, de art. Silas was able to abscond with a cube, a puzzle cube, that he was able to open. And within said puzzle cube was a
finger.
A finger, that's right. More precisely, a knuckle bone, that's right. A black knuckle bone. Looks almost like it's obsidian, but you can tell because of the porous nature of the bone itself that it was actually a bone at one point. Then, as the discoveries mounted up, you came into contact with a man spider. In some cases, I don't know if anybody has any legendary knowledge of the Underdark, but there are some spiders that are half man or creatures that are half man, half spider. But this one is in even more twisted form in that it doesn't even have the upper torso. It just had the face of a man, looking to be angry, in anguish, and completely insane. And so thus attacked the party, but the party was able to put him down, along with setting fire to this area to cover your escape. And so,
oh, that's right. We were running. I forgot about that part.
To make sure that nothing else was coming out of here. There was another piece of reliquary, a statue of a horse rearing up, but that was left in the hands of the statue in which it had been. So at this stage, the materials that you have on your person, or at least I think most of them Silas has, who ended up with the gold ring with a jet stone? That's you. So you got that +1 resist necrotic. There's a spell book with the odd symbol on it. I think Silas has that. Yep. There's also the broken wizard staff with an inscription and also a matching symbol on it. So I think Silas, you have that as well. I guess items acquired, probably shouldn't have put man spider in there, but I guess maybe item defeated. So that should have been over on the Occluse side. So then the puzzle box, you took the puzzle box and the knuckle bone, right?
Yep.
Is that right, Silas? Okay. And then, last but not least, we find out dead fairies can dance. So yeah, there's that little interesting tidbit.
Silas was a bit of a pack rat through this last couple sessions.
That's right. But you still
Like,
have
is
your.
that a thing that we can pick up? I'm picking that up.
Oh, this
Hey.
looks like it. Hey, I'm taking that.
What are you doing? I'm sweeping up this dust. I'm taking
Yeah.
it with me.
Nothing to worry about here. Nothing to see.
If it's got power, I'm gonna use it.
That's right. That's right. So, okay. Let's go back over to where we left off. So, after getting out of this particular area, you were able to follow your way through the tunnels and make your way
That's the thing.
to here. So, you'll need to go to the bottom of the map and then zoom in there, and that's where you'll find where your guys' location is.
The pit of zombies.
That's correct. So that is basically where you're at. You did find along the way other bits of information here. Sorry, you did find along the way a couple of dead men that were trapped in these little makeshift cells, kind of similar to the first zombie you found. But these guys have not been risen, and in fact, one of them looks like he had a bounty with a description of a man on it. The face you don't know, the name you don't recognize. I think the name, if I have it written down here, was Anir, Anier, is the name of the person that they were sent to try and collect a bounty on, but apparently it didn't go so well for them. But the one thing I think, was it Baird you rolled? I may have to go back and take a look at the old rolls, but I think you rolled a healing check or medicine check and was able to determine that they were killed probably by that spider, the man spider, with one of those, the front lancing, what do you call them, appendages. Probably killed him that way because it looked like he was run through with a spear. But yeah. So, ending the session last time, that is when you found yourselves staring into a darkened pit. Silas, you have a torch with you, I believe, or you're using a light spell. Is it a light spell?
Lights.
Light spell, okay. So you've got a light spell with you right now to help you illuminate the below. And about 20 feet down, you see the hungry mouths and gaping, jaws just like trying to reach up to you of roughly 30 to 40 zombies kind of milling about. As soon as the light appears up above, they look upwards and then they start kind of and start trying to grab up at you. And that is where we ended the session.
Well, I, for one, see no reason to leave a perfectly good hole infested with zombies.
I'm with you.
You basically want. I mean, Baird is completely with you, but me, I'm just gonna say this is just another opportunity to light something on fire, isn't it?
There's that.
Yeah, so we go topside and we just go find our donkeys. No, that's not fun. Let's go after them. Let's clear it out.
There was a box full of mineral oil upstairs that we could toss down and light up.
I'm going to avoid.
It's a bit of a walk.
I'm going to avoid making the obvious Silence of the Lambs reference here.
You did it.
You did it already. It's already in my head.
You tried to
now.
avoid.
So we're basically. I think we're all in agreement that lighting these guys ablaze and leaving them as smoldering heaps would be a good call, and we should move forward with that.
Yeah, we don't want these things getting
I'm sure
out.
they don't particularly enjoy being zombies, so
Yeah, we don't want them to get out and cause a zombie apocalypse. So we have to do, we have to do it. There's just no choice. For the good of all people. All right,
Done and
decided
done.
then.
So-
Let's go.
I'm about to say,
Done
and this is
and
the moment when Jeff goes, "Crap! Why are they doing this?"
No, not at all. So what kind of things are you going to be using? Because right now in this particular area, and I'll start using the little pinger thing here. Let's see, yeah. Boom, boom, token level. So down in this area here, so what it looks like from the source of your light, and then also because Kendrick and Barrett, you both have dark vision, you can kind of see far enough down to the bottom that the chamber here looks to be the same. It's like the same size below as it is above. The outside of this here has sets of skulls that are inset, along with marble, and it's really well crafted actually. I mean, it's basically like this was designed to be here. This wasn't a hole that was just blown out in the ground in the stone here. So, so right below this, 20 feet down, is another chamber of roughly the same size. And then from what you can tell, below this, there is a tunnel that heads off in this direction. But it's on the level below this and not this level here.
So here, there's no, that's not it. How do I do that? Anyway,
Oh,
the place you just pinged,
hold,
that's a wall.
hold. This right here on this level, yeah, that's a wall.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
you got it. There you go.
Wait, show me one more time. I think I'm zoomed in too far.
Oh yeah, press and hold, and then yeah. So there it is. So that on the lower level, there's another
Oh yeah.
tunnel
So
that
now we
leads
have
outward.
twice the reason to light them all on fire.
Yeah. As you guys kind of spend some time here, you notice that it is roughly about 20 that are down here. So, okay. So how do you want to do this? You mentioned going up and maybe ransacking one of the crates there that has a flask of oil
'Cause
in it.
everything down here is stone, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah,
No,
stone.
there are no convenient bonfire materials.
Yeah, let me see what I got
No,
in my
unfortunately.
inventory. Hold on one second. Let's see.
You know, check your inventories and see what
Anything
you got.
yummy.
And the ones that are down here, actually, give me a couple of intelligence checks. Those who are kind of studying the zombies. See what you pick up.
Just a straight intelligence check.
Or perception. I'm sorry. I gotta flip away from Shadowrun and come back to this. Yeah, perception check, please.
Perception check.
Okay.
Deception? No, perception.
Perception, please.
We don't see anything. There we
There
go.
it is. Okay.
There.
So while the other two are deciding, so I'm assuming maybe. So how come you guys aren't really noticing anything? Are you discussing how best to dispatch these creatures, or what's
We're
going
actually
on
playing rock, paper, scissors to see who's going to look into the hole.
Who gets to go first?
Yeah.
Who gets to actually do that first? This is going to be perfect. Okay. Then Kendrick, while they are debating on how best to dispatch these things and who's going to be doing it, you notice that these particular zombies are all garbed in ratty clothing. So probably grave clothing. Whatever they were buried in, this is probably what they had on at the time. Different from the ones that you ran into up above here.
All right. So this is the we're in the upper section has the upper class zombies and the whole has the low.
The lower class zombies. Okay. All right. So
Unless there's another hole, maybe these are middle class zombies.
you never know. I mean, you could have it's like the Titanic when the people who are kind of trapped down below. Okay.
So that's all I see. That's all I saw. I rolled a 19, and that's all I saw.
Do you want to see more?
Yes.
Jump in.
Can we drop a torch down there and see more?
I can
Wait.
drop light down there, no problem.
How deep is it?
20 feet.
20 feet. We can see 20 feet in the dark.
Oh yeah, you can see more than that. Yeah.
Doors. So what else we got?
Well, aside
Don't just
from
be making stuff up. Read your book.
No, I have it. I have it. So aside from there is a little dragon hiding in the corner going, I hope they come down here. I hope they come down. Okay, so some of these zombies that are actually around the perimeter, there's maybe about 5 or 6 of them that actually have their arms out and they're kind of reaching up to you. But 15 or so of them have been bound. So their hands are bound behind their backs. Those who have arms, the ones that don't have arms, then whatever's remaining is kind of tied to their body, their torso. They also kind of shuffle a bit because their legs have been bound too. So they shuffle more than a normal zombie would. In fact, some of the ones that are out on the periphery are getting shoved aside by those who see you clearly and are in apparently a feeding frenzy as they want to get up to you. And they're getting shoved aside and getting, and then they fall over, that kind of thing.
Okay, Silas, Beard, what are these guys afraid of? Because we need to get them away from the opening of the hole so we can get down there.
I say lock and load and take these suckers out. I can do a burst of fire every 6 seconds. Baird can go holy power every 6 seconds. Kendrick probably has some arrows or something.
So we just stand up here and take some down?
Yep.
That's
All right,
exactly
Like
what
killing
I'm
pigs in
proposing.
Texas, man.
Let's do it.
Where's Texas? No, I'm just kidding. Okay. All right, then. So you guys are going to opt for the heavy firepower. Then let's see. Let's make this a little bit faster. Let's. Why don't you go ahead and just roll your spells, each of your spells once, and then I'll do a percentage and see how they do.
Well,
Right.
that's
I'm
the
trying to
thing.
remember how to do this. Just a second. There it is. Okay.
Well, ooh, that's a lot of dice.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, 2 damage. Padanky.
I don't roll on mine. Mine is Sacred Flame. You have to do
That's
a
right.
dex save to not get hit by it.
Okay.
How
Let's
did
do
I
that
get a
then.
2?
Should I roll an attack? Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. That's terrible, man. You shouldn't play this game. No, I'm just
We should
kidding.
just-
Just give up. All right, let's roll his. So I don't want to draw this out too much, but it's always nice to just go ahead and see how they do. All right, so this is a Constitution save.
The dex save.
Oh, Dex save. That's right. Oh,
Oh, yeah. Zombies, they're the most dexterous
They're the
of
worst.
critters.
And
Especially when they're
the
Oh.
worst. They
That's
are
a
the
save.
worst. Okay. What's my DC?
It happens to be 13.
Okay. All right.
I'm thinking the 5s, though, should go for all the ones that are bound, because they clearly have disadvantage.
Oh, absolutely. So here's what I want you
I
to
would
do.
argue that all of them have disadvantage as we are picking them off from above them.
Here's what I want you to do. Luke, can you go ahead and do a slash roll 2d6?
Yep.
All right. So it's going to take you roughly 10 minutes of work to dispatch these guys at this rate. So you're okay spending that time to kind of start decimating these creatures?
Oh, yeah. Clean
Well,
house.
in 10 minutes, can I get all the way back up to the mineral and all the way back? Because I've just got arrows here. This is like, I haven't even shot an arrow yet.
The problem is,
Oh,
there could be something
syntax
that we
there.
missed along the way, or something that has come in the hole behind us. And I recommend we stay together.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I'm buff enough.
All right. Split the party. Let's try it. See what happens.
That always goes well.
Yeah, that's not a problem at all.
It's not on shirt for a reason.
Yeah. Don't worry about
Why
it.
do I have a syntax?
You're going to be fine. Don't worry. So is
All
that
right,
what you
so
want to do? Do you want to head back up, or are you going to...
Oh, this is not good. I have a syntax error.
What do you
Well-
have, syntax error?
I don't know. It's just throwing me an error when I try to do the attack with the bow. It's only 1d6 anyway.
Try
that's the damage
Try
dice.
doing a slash roll 1d6. See if it still gives you that error, just in case.
I don't really want to split the party. I was just
All right.
nope. Another roll.
Yep. / Sorry. There we go. Okay.
3.
So it might be something in the character sheet. Maybe you might have a number or something missing. So
Mhm.
we'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay. Let's see here then. You guys spend some time destroying these people. Or undead. Let's not call them people.
Former people.
Former people. Life-challenged people.
Life challenge.
I'm gonna try this one more time. Hold on. Ignore the roll.
All right, I'm totally ignoring it.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
I rolled a 3. What'd that give me? Oh wait, no, I should have rolled a 20. That was a damage dice.
Yeah, you roll the damage. That's okay. So as you guys are working your way through these guys, between the Sacred Flame spells and the Firebolt spells, you basically just lay these guys to waste and put them into their final rest. A few of them are still managing to kind of come back to life, but during that 10 minutes, you know your lesson well from combating zombies earlier that you need to really make sure these guys are put down. So that is done. So now you have 20 feet to descend down
Kendrick, in the hole.
here.
Ready to serve.
I'll at least let him use some rope.
Yeah.
Yes,
Between the assorted skulls and craftsmanship that's on the ring that's around the hole, you'd be able to cinch up a rope around that and make your way down. So, if that is what you guys are going to do, then go ahead and give me climb checks. Are you going to send Kendrick first as the scout? Is that
Yes.
Oh, I'm not going down the hole.
Yeah.
Kendrick, go down the hole. If there's something good down the hole, then I'll go down the hole.
I found a piece of gold down here. Not.
Not.
Okay, I'm rolling for that one. Where's my sheet? There it goes.
So climbing's what, a strength check?
Strength
Yeah.
check? Yeah. Oops, that's core stats. Strength.
You should have a skill in there that you can probably just jam that thing in there.
Wait, noob. Where's the noob? Okay, so then
Huh?
I'm looking for a skill that says strength, but there's no skill that says strength. What am I
Core
using?
stats.
Yeah.
Core stats. I saw that. There's a saving throw. There's a save
Yeah,
for the.
that's the one.
That's
you
what
can
I'm
use
rolling.
that.
There's also under skills, unskilled strength
15.
check. It's the same thing.
Perfect.
Ding.
All right.
Bear, you going down with me?
Huh?
Are you going down with me?
My boy wants to keep you safe, so if you go down the hole, Bear goes down the hole.
All right. So,
All right. Well,
let's see here. So we
remind me not to look up while we're climbing down.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, good. Creepy music. That's exactly what I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
hear going
Oh,
into
yeah,
a zombie.
those are never good.
Yeah.
So
It's like
as
a Doctor Who Christmas episode.
So you descend your way down the rope, Kendrick. Are you guys, with Baird coming back down behind you, you're not really going to go for stealth at this point, or are you going to make
Yeah, I
that
guess
attempt?
that's.
Beard doesn't do stealth.
As he clashes to the bottom. I guess not.
So Kendrick kind of lands. He's nice and quiet, kind of slipping over to the side. The ground down here is very similar to the one up above. You've got the carved stone, you've got the moss that's down here. There's a little bit more condensation that's dripping down the walls, that sort of thing, coming from the ceiling. There's moss that's dangling down from above, so you see some of the roots and shoots coming down. All around you, though, there is obviously the burned, charred, and dismembered remains of all of the undead that you guys laid to waste. Most of them are garbed in just ratty-looking clothing, and like I said, some of them have been bound. Over on the north side of the room, and we'll have to do kind of like a theater of the mind here real briefly. On the north side of the room, there is a table, and on that table is a single zombie. Well, I shouldn't say a zombie. It's actually a single dead person. This one hasn't been
What's
raised.
that, dinner?
That's an interesting thought, though, is that all around this table, there doesn't seem to be any sign of shuffling feet, that sort of thing. So it doesn't seem like the zombies are trying to get at this one. But there is a single body on that table at this point, laid down. It's obviously dead. Cheeks are sunken in. It's dressed in the clothes that it was probably buried in. Looks like it's just a regular tunic and slacks, and then
Is there
overcoat.
anything ceremonial about this, or is it just random act of dead guy?
Give me a religion check. Let's take a look at this.
Good. I'm actually pretty good at this.
And then Kendrick, give me a perception. I'll have you do that.
Perception.
So Silas,
check.
while they're doing that, what are you up to?
Hey, what are you
Hello.
guys doing down there? It's cold up here. Perception.
Nice.
If there's something to know about this religiously, I know it.
That's right. Okay. So, Kendrick, you're keeping an eye out on the table. Again, with your dwarf sight, it makes it fairly obvious. On the right-hand side of the table, there looks to be scissors, embalming equipment. There's also a small book that's laid there. It has a symbol on the book that looks like a star with an eye inset to it. And Baird. So you're looking at the table and you're looking at the way this person has been laid out. Kendrick points out the tools and implements that are there, but there's also what looks to be sets of candelabras at each corner, or candle holders, I should say, with only a single candle in them that hasn't been lit. And the body itself looks like it's probably been dead for several years, because obviously there's some signs of decay, that sort of thing. But this right now looks like it's a preparatory table. And knowing what you know about the Velsharoon cult and what you remember from your studies back home, this may very well be like an experimentation table of some sort.
Okay, well, basically what I'm gonna do is Baird is pretty much convinced that this is anything that has to do with these ceremonies is abhorrent to him. He's gonna make sure that this person is at rest, and he's basically gonna take his hammer and cave its skull in.
Are you checking something before you do it, or are you just going for it?
Well,
You said you're
because
making
of-
sure he's laid to rest, that sort of thing.
because I've identified what this ceremony is.
Mhm.
He knows what happens after such a ceremony, so he
Right.
wants to make sure it never comes to that.
Okay.
So he's
All right.
basically going to say a quick prayer to Moradin, because basically this is an affront to everything Moradin, because Moradin is a god of creation. So this is literally an affront to everything Moradin stands for. So he will put it down.
Okay. What does that sound like when Baird prays?
It's gonna. He will pray in the original Dwarvish. He will not. He will not speak common when he's saying his prayers to Moradin, because he feels like that's important.
Okay.
And so it's basically, I don't want to just he keeps it quiet
Mm-hmm.
to himself. He almost stands above, clutching the hammer, kind of in a very ceremonial fashion, and he will put just one hand over the whatever I don't know what the word is for the hammer part of the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
The
business end.
And then just bring it down.
Okay.
The
So
head.
as you're holding your hammer here and you're saying your prayers at this point. So Silas, you're looking down and you're seeing this. Kendrick is kind of inspecting the table. Barrett has pulled out his hammer and is now going through what you've seen before. You've seen him pray before, but this may be something a little bit new to your eyes. So what are you doing up there? Are you climbing down? Are you still staying up there? What you up to?
No reason to go down. I just keep an eye out.
Okay. Give me a perception check, please. And you toss that coin down here, right? So there's light kind of emanating from the center of the ground below?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and throw a perception check for me then, sir.
I don't know what's happening. I'm reading a book.
So you're
Yes.
so when you're looking down there,
So I pull out a little piece of wood and I start carving myself a flute.
You're whittling. I love it.
so you're reaching in and you're reaching in to grab that piece of wood to do some whittling, just to kind of soothe yourself a bit, because you use the whittling process as kind of a way to refocus, recenter, right? I'm trying to remember
Oh yeah.
that part of your character. So as you do so, you reach into the pouch to get the wood that usually the latest object that you're carving, and your hand brushes that cube, and you can tell that the cube is warm to the touch. And it was not warm before. What do you do?
Okay. I think I will let the guys know about this.
Interesting. Okay. Now,
Hey guys,
do the
one
other
finger.
guys know that you have this? I'm trying to remember that from the last session.
Yeah, they
do.
were there. They saw
We-
it. I think
we saw it.
Kendrick actually opened it.
Yeah, he's the one who puzzled. No, I think you actually
Yeah.
puzzled it out.
Did I?
You-
I
yeah.
gotta remember. But yeah, no, I mean,
Because
everything.
Kendrick was trying to figure out the statue, how to get that out safely.
And in true to form, Baird was pissed that we kept this object of pure evil.
And we did not take the statue. I'm
We
still
didn't take
bummed.
the statue.
We did not take the statue.
Because I tackled you to the ground before you could pick it up.
Yes. So at least Silas got off with something good.
At least somebody won something. We're always looking to win something in this. Okay. So Silas, you feel that, and you call down to them, "Hey guys." So what do you say?
Say the. What was it? A puzzle box?
The finger. The finger.
The puzzle box is warm to the touch. Is active.
So Baird, you're in the midst of
That-
praying.
Yeah, that does not stop me.
Okay.
If anything, that speeds me up.
Okay. All right. So you bring up the hammer, and you are going to bring it down on this creature. Well, dead body. Roll your attack.
Really? We're just...
Yeah. Well, actually, roll your damage. Let's roll your damage. Let's see how incredibly awesome
remember,
this is.
I gotta remember what my hammer does damage-wise. Let's see.
It's like
Weapons.
D27 or something. Worth it.
That would be fantastic. Sadly, though, it is actually
Syntax error?
1D...
No.
1d8 plus 3. Here, I'll just do my attack button, and that should do everything.
Okay.
Oh,
I
never
think there
mind.
is a 27-sided.
Did you get a
Geometric
syntax
stone.
error?
I did.
Interesting.
So, I don't know what it's doing, so I'll type it out. 1d8 plus 3 damage.
I don't know what's happening with that. There you go. Okay.
Nice.
So your hammer comes down and just this thunderous collapse of power just down onto the head. The head caves in easily. And there's just rotten gore and rotten flesh and bone that just comes splintering
Yet another
out.
reason why I'm not in the hole.
There's luckily
a Gallagher concert
luckily
down
for
here.
you, there's no fluids or brain tissue left in this creature or this dead body. As you do slam it down, though, the jacket part of that's on him has come open. It looks like it was just kind of folded back neatly, but it's been cut neatly down the middle. And as you hit him, his body jostles, and the jacket comes open, and his rib cage and skin comes open as well, along with the jacket. And you notice that there is a tiny pebble that's glowing dark red inside him.
Grab it.
No! We already took the evil black knuckle bone. I'm gonna crush it.
Silas, you gotta come down here and see this.
Now, Silas called down to you guys saying that box that he has become a little bit warm to the touch. A little bit.
No, I'm bringing the hammer down again.
Okay. So you're smashing the chain or the chest area,
Yes.
that kind of thing. All right. So you bring your hammer back down.
Either that or I burn it with fire. You tell me what's better. I'm thinking hammer first, and then see what I have to do.
Yeah, you tell me what's better, my friend. You're the one who's playing this out. So
No,
you bring the
hammer
hammer
first.
down. So you bring the hammer
If
down.
hammer doesn't do anything, then we bring the fire.
So it caves in the chest. Bone again goes flying out. Dried and desiccated meat from the bones just going in every direction. And the unceremonious sound of crunching bone is just echoing inside the chamber here. The red light that's inside from this little pebble starts winking, and then dies out.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear.
Ugh.
Oh, not fast enough. Sorry.
I don't like that. What are you talking about?
Do you want to, let's see here.
I yell down, "Hey, Kendrick, grab me the book!"
The book? Was there a book?
Yes. There is a book that's along the edge of the table, and as Barrett is hammering
Is it
down
the
on
same
the
symbol?
table. So Kendrick, you look at that book.
I
and-
immediately walk over to the book and I start to turn a page or open it.
And I say, Klaatu Verata.
Okay. Kendrick, give me a reflex save, please.
Yeah. You're talking about a horrible ruined book in the zombie pit on a sacrificial altar. This is not the kind of thing you bring home to mama.
Knowledge is power, my friend. Knowledge is power.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, what am I doing?
Reflex save.
Reflex.
So go to your core stats and
Core
you can
stats?
hit your reflex save there.
Deck save.
Or
Dex save.
I'm so sorry, dex save.
Oh, that's close.
Okay. So you open the book and there is a spray of gas that comes out, and your mind goes back to the first gate that you opened when you came down into this area, and you attempted to pop the lock, and you did, but there were little burning cockaburs that came popping out of that lock area, and you almost got hit with them. So just a reminder that always check for traps. But you were able to duck cannily away. More of a backwards sprawling, falling on your hindquarters type thing to get away from this gaseous thing that pops out of the book. The gas comes up, dissipates, and is gone. And now the book stands open.
At that point, literally, because you said the pebble, as far as Baird knows, because of course there's some evil that I unleashed upon the world. But as far as Baird knows, everything's copacetic now. So he's immediately going to turn, see the cloud of whatever gas that was, and just smack Kendrick up the backside. What you doing, you darn fool?
Thanks, buddy.
Silas wanted the book.
You didn't have to open it.
It's true.
This has got to be some great.
Silas is up on the bottom. That's true. That is true.
So what's written on the page?
Okay,
So the
so
book is open
It's
now,
not
right?
going to be in Dwarvish or
No,
Common.
but I want to look at the page. I'm looking at the page. What do
He's looking for the
I may
preview.
not understand anything, but you know, I'm
Look at
looking
the
for a
pretty pictures that's
meatloaf
here.
recipe here.
Well, unfortunately for you, it is not written in rhombus, but it is written in common, interestingly enough. This looks to be some form of a journal.
Excellent.
And on the cover, you do see that symbol, the same symbol that is on a book that Silas recovered
Excellent.
from the goblin encampment, from the tent that the head goblin or chieftain had. Because remember, that's where he got that broken staff and a book. That particular book looks to be a spell book, but it is locked currently. So I reviewed through some of the recordings in my notes, and I don't recall.
We have not done
anybody's-
anything with that yet.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure I'm right on that. So yes, in fact, the book is of roughly similar size and similar spinage. But in this case, though, what the other one may have been a spell book, but this one, or maybe a spell book, but this one looks clearly to be a journal of some kind. So at the top,
Oh, it's written in common. So
it is written
okay,
in common, yes. At the top is written the name Anad Anir.
He's the guy who they were hunting.
That's right. That's right. The bounty hunter had a
Oh,
picture
man,
and had that name Anad written on it.
how do you guys do that? Remember like that?
That's okay. If there's things like if it came to a point where nobody was remembering, I'd have you guys just throw an intelligence check and then make it absurdly easy. But okay, go ahead.
Is there any evidence left on this body that has been smashed twice? Other than the journal that would indicate that this is that guy? Maybe in his clothing or...
Well, we could use dental
hard.
records,
Are you
but
asking them to
no.
look for you? Because it'd be kind of hard for you to tell from up there.
Come on, you chicken. Come down here.
Fine. He wants us all in the hole. You know that, right?
Of course.
No. You guys can totally leave right now. It's not. This is all your curiosities. Okay.
Oh yeah, I fell down the hole.
I've written this sort of encounter, Jeff. You can tell us it's all our choice all
Kendrick,
you
do you
want.
want to, Kendrick, knowing Silas's lack
Somebody
of
catch me!
somebody's
Should I-
lack of athleticism, would you help him?
He's tangled up in the rope. I should cut the rope free or so.
No. Would you be willing to help him as he's coming down?
Absolutely.
All right. Then that would give you
Nope.
an advantage, Silas, and you'll be fine. Because
Okay.
you climb down the hole.
I just have this vision of Silas being like Merlin from the old Sword in the Stone from Disney.
Yes!
Just saying this
Yeah, thank
bumbling dude, hello!
Should I
love it.
roll for that? Should I roll in acrobatics or something?
No, that's not definitely not
Okay,
necessary.
you're all in the hole, Jeff. Bring whatever doom and destruction you're gonna bring.
Evil is-
How
And the
untrusting
lid
you
closes.
guys are. How untrusting you guys are. So,
you want to know the second? No, I do trust you, but the 1 second that gave you away was when I crushed the blinking gem, and you said not quick enough. Everything, it was all over at that point.
not quite quick enough.
He said that because I was reaching for it. I was
Yeah,
reaching for
it was more of the book. He wasn't quick enough to dodge or to not activate the trap, but he was quick enough to dodge the effect of it. So it was one of those reflex traps that, like, he opened it up, saw the little hair thread, and if he had rolled a 15 or more, then he would have been, oh, got it, and then not let it spring off. So
Okay, well that's fine because now I feel less likely that we're gonna release Cthulhu in this pit, so I'm okay.
well, on that happy note, let's do this, guys. Let's take a break, and we'll get into this journal in just a moment. So let's pause here for station identification. All right, so I will. Beep, beep. I'm keeping that in the recording.